Okay, so I have this laptop with a game bar, so I could do this because I haven't done a video in a while. I wanted to do tutorials for like CANVA, but I'm stressing it because I can't get my game bar to work. I do have one, but I can't get it to work. So I'm working on that. But I am making 40-ounce tumblers today, and I wanted to show everybody in CANVA. This is CANVA. Mind you, I have to hold my phone like I normally do when I do videos, but I'm making 40-ounce tumblers, and I was going to show everybody. A lot of people don't know how to print your tumbler images from CANVA. I've sized this to the size I need for the top of a 40-ounce, but I'm going to go here, seeing it's daytime. I usually do this at night. I'm going here, and where it says share, right here, share, click that. Come down here and click download. It's right here. I'd like to take a second, see where I'm at. Download. I learned it this way. You can maybe there's an easier way, but this is the way I've always done it. I pull this menu down, the menu where it says PNG. I go to PDF print. I do a PDF print and I download it. Mine pops up at the top when it downloads, when it's actually done right here. I go ahead and click right on this and open it right up. What is it open to? According to this, it's my downloads 40-ounce PDF C user. So I don't know what program it is. Maybe you guys can comment and tell me, because I'm not savvy when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming that it's just my computer print window. Sorry. But this is my print window. And you see it's got these little options up at the top. Sorry about the light. I've got a window behind me. Up here, I just find my print, which is right here. The little printer, and I click print. Now this is I'm assuming this is just from my printer. I'm assuming everyone's goes here. I could be wrong. There could be a program that you guys use if you're not. I'm just, like I said, going right from what my laptop does. Like, I haven't added a program other than going through CANVA and doing this. So it's showing my print window. As you can see, it's kind of cut off. And of course, I don't think I have it maxed. But anyway, regardless, we're going to go over here, and you see these options. That's the printer I want. You get to choose your printer. I have a couple printers, but I choose, my printer. I only want one copy. I am doing landscape. I'm doing a 40-ounce. So the top I want to be landscape. But here's the important part. Down here under more settings, you're going to click that. And you're going to click on actual size. Now that changed it. I mean, you can't really tell. I mean, you can see more of my thing, but you'll see it in a minute. Because also, when I did my printing preferences, I have it set to do a preview. So before it prints, it's going to show me a preview of exactly what it's going to look like. But now I'm going to just hit print. Right here, print. Now a window's going to pop up telling me exactly. That's exactly what my print's going to look like. Now, I also have my printer set for 8.5 by, I believe, 14 paper. If you're going to do 40-ounce, you can slice it. If you have the 8.5 by 11 paper, you can slice it. But I'm not, don't quote me, I shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to, because you can check. But to my knowledge, all of your EcoTank printers, if you've converted, which that's what I use as a EcoTank Epson. If you've converted those, they will, I believe they all print 8.5 by 14, which is just a longer paper. Before this, I didn't have the paper. I just had an 8.5 by 11. So I just would slice my image. I would come in here. Let me get this printing. Now I'm just going to print this. So I'm going to click print. But what I would do before, let me get out of this window, I'll take you back to CANVA, is in CANVA. If you have an 8.5 by 11 paper, you can cut this in half, or you don't even need to cut it in half. Cut it where you think a line won't be so noticeable. I guess I can go right into doing that. What I would do is, because this is the top of my 40 ounce, now I get a little bit complicated with it, probably more so than I should. Some people just do this like in Design Space, and they slice the image and they do print and cut. If you're familiar with Design Space, that's probably the easier way. But I love my CANVA, so I always do it with my CANVA. But I go to, on my CANVA, I go over here to Elements. On the sidebar, you'll see Elements. Where are you? Right here. What I do is I snag a shape. I snag a square. I put the square right here. Now in CANVA, it's going to try to match a color to your, what am I doing? Knock that off. In CANVA, it's going to try to match a color to what you've got going on. So it matched it to the butterflies. We're going to change that. But I take my square up into the corner here. And then I just drag it to wherever I want. Wherever, and see that it's going to put a line in, like, where's a good spot for a line? There's a good spot, because it's all white and you're only going to have a line down here on this color. So that's actually a good spot to do it. But yeah, we'll just do that. So then I go over to Elements and I grab another square. Okay, I've got my other square. I'm going to take it to the other corner. And see, like I said, I get probably a little complicated, because this is just something in my brain, did on my own. So that's how I have to learn things. I'm not very good at following instructions, but I sure love to give them. Grab the corner and pull it. And meet it up. Don't overlap it. Just make sure it touches it. And when CANVA, if you're familiar with CANVA, it'll grab it. Like, see how, of course I let go too soon. See that little white line? We don't want that. Usually CANVA will grab it. And there, it locked it in. Yeah. So see, now you don't see that line. You see a blue line, because that's where the two pieces meet. Now what do? I've got this blue and this blue. Well, here's where my complicated part comes. I'm going to turn this white down. I clicked on this. Up in here, there's a color square telling you what color. Click on that and turn it white. Let's turn it white. Grab this one too. Click on that one. You got it open. Turn it white. You want them both white, because white does not print. White's not going to print. So now what do? Okay. For an 8.5 by 11 sheet of subpaper, we've got our division here. I'm going to delete one of these. It doesn't really matter which one I do first, but I'm going to delete this. I click on it and this little box shows up, and I can just delete it. Okay. Now you have this. We are going to save this as a PNG. So we're going to download it. Oh, it says share. We're going to download it. It's already set on PNG as a default, so we're going to download that. Okay. Now the thing is, here's the thing. If I click on this download now, even if I choose, hang on, there's that window we have. This is a different window because it's a PNG, I guess. Oops, I clicked two of them. My printer prints from this side, not this side. So if I try to print this the way it is, it's going to cut that off. Yeah, that's going to get cut off. So that's why I had you download it as a PNG, because we're going to upload it again, and we'll do something. I'll show you. So now we're going to go over here, and we're going to upload that back in. I know this sounds like a lot, but when you're doing it, when you get to where you know what you're basically doing, it's going to come easier. We're going to pick it and click open, and it's going to put it back in here. Okay. We're just going to let that sit there for a second. Now, there's this wonderful tool in CANVA up here with this little half circle that will undo what you just did. So when I click it, it's going to put that white box back on right where it was. We're going to click this white box, and we're going to delete it. So this is the other half of our image. Now this one, we can go ahead and hit share. We don't have to do a PDF, or we don't have to do a PNG unless you want to upload it into CANVA to save it, which I will. I'll go ahead and download it as a PNG. So if I ever want to do this and I'm out of my bigger paper, let me go over here and get it. I'm going to upload it. Let's go get it. There it is. So now I can move these to a folder. I have a folder in here called 40 ounce that I'll move that later. You can click on, see this little black box in CANVA. Oh, I'll do it now. You can click on that little black box and click on this little black box. And at the bottom, you can move it. You click on the folder. And I already have folders made up. And I'm going to stick it right in my, I've been working on 40 ounce, right in my 40 ounce folder. So I love CANVA. I love CANVA so much. I can't tell you enough good things about CANVA. Okay. But anyway, with this, you can now print this, because most your Epsons, if you're using your default settings, it'll go ahead and print it right now. This one, because it prints from that side. We'll hit download, PDF print, download. When it pops up, I click on it. Otherwise, you can just go to your file folders. And if you miss it, I mean, you don't have to click on it right from here. It'll still open it in the right place. But I always try to catch it. I don't like going looking for it. Now, what you'll do is see this big long screen. We're going to hit print. Where's that print guy up here? We're going to hit print. And that preview window is important for me because I mess up sometimes, and I got everything over here the way I want, and it shows me what it's going to look like before I print it. And that's how I found out that I needed to go back in and mess with that other one a minute. Actual size. And now when we hit print, which is right down here, print, my preview window is going to pop up. And it's going to show me, oh, hang on. I got to pause you because I got to go hit a button on my printer. That other one doesn't print until I tell it to. So I got to go tell it to print that other one before I can do this. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. So now this shows what it's going to print. And now, mind you, I still have it set for my big paper. I didn't change that. Should I? Yeah, let's do that. Just because I want you to see what I'm talking about. But I also don't want to confuse you. But hang on. I have to go find my printers. Find my printer. Printers and scanners right here. I gotta remember to change that back though. Let's see. I am using my 4700 network series, which, not to complicate people, but if you have this installed, I could not find my the proper preferences, like right here where it says printing preferences, right here. I could not find that for the longest time when I got my last printer. It did it different. Now, instead of just 4700 series, I have to go to the one that says network to get this particular preference screen. So here, what do we got? Presentation map, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's very top. The very, very top right here in your preferences, it says, I've got it on 8.5 by 14. All you got to do is go in here in this long list and find, let me find, well, see, I can't see it. Where are you? Do you guys see it? Legal 8.5 by 11. I guess it was just the second one. So you can click that and then click OK. All right, and then get out of there. So I'm going to cancel this because I've switched it. Do you want to change the document? Yeah, I just want to. Oh, shit. Oh, I better bleep that out. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I do cuss. Usually not on here. If I try not to. I have, but. So now we're going to hit print. And let's see, down here, more preferences, not preferences, more options. Okay, more settings. And actual size. And print. It's going to tell me there's an error because I got to go push a button. Just a second, let me go push that button. Okay, the button I pushed was cancel. So, let me cancel this. Do you want to print it? No, I don't. Okay. Now it's showing you the proper size page. This is a 8.5 by 11. But you see, it's getting it all in there. It's all right here. It's getting it in. Because for whatever reason, my print starts on this side and goes over. But it's also automatically set to mirror. So it kind of flipped it. Whatever. We won't worry about that. I just know that if I do it this way, like I just did, it's going to print on that side. Now I'll show you. I don't want to print this. I have the right size paper. I'm just showing you in case you don't. So I'll get out of here. We're back in CANVA. So I don't know what that's trying to tell me. Leave me alone. I'm busy. Let me undo my magic little undo button up here. It's going to put that white square back, and I'm going to hit it again and put the other one back too. Well, I guess it didn't do it. I'm going to delete this one. Delete it. I'm going to delete this one. Well, actually, I'll delete them all and I'll just pull that other one back up and show you. Because I was going to show you that anyway. Now that we're done with this, we've got our copies uploaded over here on the side. We already uploaded both copies, so I'll delete this too. Okay. So back over here to uploads, downloads, whatever. We'll go to uploads. Uploads. I guess I'm in my files right now. Oh, no, I have to go to the folder. Sorry, I put it in there. So remember, we moved it to the folder. So click on this little projects folder. And here, it's going to say all these. You can view all, but I see my 40-ounce folder right here. Click on my 40-ounce folder, and I'm going to grab this one. We've already did the other, so I'm just going to grab that one. Okay, so this is here. But it's also a picture now that I can change the size of. And I need to because it actually changed the size. So we're going to pull it down all the way it was. That's another reason why it's kind of important to make sure that you know where your sizes are. Like this, I already knew that I filled the box. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this box is set to the exact size that I need. This white area, that's the exact size that I need. I put that in when I first came into CANVA, that's the design I need. When we just downloaded this, we downloaded it at the perfect size. So if it comes at you like this, you see these blue lines around here and it's smaller, you know. If it comes at you like that, just know that this is supposed to be that size of that box. So go ahead and stretch it to the size, and it'll print out perfect for you. They're going to line up perfect. If you're doing an 8x5. I also do these with 10-inch spinners. If you make spinners, you know, the little spinny things that hang on the porches and stuff, or on the shepherd's hooks. I slice them to do a 10-inch, because even with my 8.5 by 14 paper, I can't pull off the spinners. I gotta split it and do my 8.5 by 11 pages. So anyway, see, I will get you so off track. I want to show you what it looks like, why we're doing what we're about to do. Let me download it as a PDF print, like we're going to print it. This is if you think you're going to print it like this, you're not. Because you're going to get in here, and you're going to click on this. You're going to hit the little printy box up here. You're going to go over here, and you're going to hit actual size under more settings. You're going to hit print, and when it pulls up, you're cut off. Do you see what I'm saying? It's cut you off over here because it's too long, and for whatever reason, default for Epson, you know, it starts on that side. So how do we correct this? First, we say we don't want to print this. We want to print now. We're going to close this window. So here's what we're going to do. I just showed you that you fill this space, right? Like you see that this is movable. It's a picture in here. I'm going to put it right back. Okay, it locked into place. Over here, you have these little tabs. See this tab in the middle where it's turning right here? You can stretch this and do things with it without changing the size of the rest. See, that's going to stay. That stays unless I pull it too far, but I pulled it too far. But I can move this all day long and it's going to stay. So we're going to pull this over to right about there. I like to leave an overlap. You know, you don't want to get so close that you risk cutting off part of your line. Because see down here, there's the only spot where you're really going to have to worry about a line is that color. So if you mess that up, even the slightest bit, no one's going to notice. Now I'm going to pull this over to this side because that's where it wants it to be. but make sure that you get it lined up. There, it locked, and Canva's good about locking it into place. And if you don't know what I mean by that, you will. If you ever mess with Canva, you got a hold of it with your mouse like this, and if you're going really slow to put in a certain spot, it grabs it and just kind of locks it in, and then let go. So now we're going to download this. Download it, and it doesn't matter that it's still a big area, because we're going to do download PDF print, download, because your printer's printing from that side. We don't care about that excess on the other side. It doesn't matter. We're going to click on it. We're going to click on our little printer. You know, I almost like doing this with my phone better, because I can go over here and really zoom in for you. We're going to, of course, I'm probably making you dizzy. Go down here. If I can grab it. I'm looking through my phone instead of the computer. Where is you going? There we go. More settings. Actual size. And print. Now, what's going to happen is we've moved it to the other side. Now it's all there. Your little, you can even see your little color thing right there, all this, because it wants to print from that side. Like I said too, I also have it set to automatically mirror, so that could make all the difference in the world. I don't know. But this is how I do it. Now what would happen is you would print both of these out. I'm not going to, because I don't need to. Maybe later I will show you how to finish that up. I don't have time to do it today. Let's see. I have stuff going on. So, but I will tell you, once you get those printed out, print them both out, leave some room right here. When you cut it, leave some white on the side of here. Cut your other one, you know, the other piece, this one here. When you cut this one, cut it as close to there as you can get it. You know, you want to get it right, cut right at the edge of that all the way up. Okay? But this one, leave some white. Leave about to right here of white. Cut it right here. And then lay that other one on top of that white. And then when you get it right where you need it to be, play with it, you know right where you want it, then tape it. I'll even go so far as to say, I wish I could show you. I wish I had time. But let's just say it's a whole piece of paper, all this white. You know, not the box, but the white. When you cut this, like I said right here, when you cut it right here, just cut that. Don't cut off the top. Don't cut off the bottom. And here's why. When you cut that other piece and you get it right where you want it right there, don't cut the top and bottom off of that one either. Just cut it down. We're not cutting off the top or the bottom yet. Here's why. You're gonna, hang on. Let me put this back. I'm probably going to make this harder than it needs to be again. Alright. I'm going to kind of show you as if I cut it. We're going to pull this one over to right where we want it. Right there. Alright, that's as if you would cut it. You just cut that paper, okay? Now this one, you left some white. You're going to stick this paper on top of that paper, not cutting off the top or bottom. They just both cut where they need to meet up. Except this one, we've got some extra. You're going to set that on the extra. This one on the extra. And you're going to smooth it over until you meet those lines up. We're going to meet it up. See where that blue is? I'm meeting that up right there. On the paper, you're doing this with paper, not this. We're just going to pretend that you just met those two up because I'm doing it. But anyway, yeah. Say they just locked into place. You got it perfectly the way you want it. Now you're going to put your piece of tape up here where you haven't cut yet, and your piece of tape down here where you haven't cut yet. You're going to flip it over, and then that extra that you left, you're going to tape that to this. You're going to tape the back of it. You're going to flip it back over, and then now you can cut off your top and your bottom. Otherwise, you're going to be messing it all up trying to tape that back while you got laying on a table. I hope that made sense. If anyone needs more clarity on that, I will do another video where I actually will go ahead and print these both out. I've got them saved, so I can come back and do that. Right now, I was just trying to get my prints for... There's the top of that one. Because now I got to go ahead and print the bottom to this, because I'm actually making this tumbler today. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out and make it. So, I just went into a whole long spiel just because while I was here doing this, I wanted to help everybody out with that. So now I'm going to delete this, and just so I know what this is for, I better stick something in here. Let's stick this in here. Because when you close a program out or a page in Canva, it saves it. I don't like to save them blank because I'll go back and sometimes, like I'm on my home page, which I'm going to my home page. When you go back to the home page, you'll see it's going to save it right here. See, it just saved that. It's right there. Well, I guess it saved it that way, but that's fine with me. Because if I click on that, it's going to be what I just did. It's going to show the other one, not this one. But with this, that comes in handy. If it's just a blank page, if I would have saved it and it would have been blank, I always just go back and delete those. So I need to go over here and get the bottom. This is the bottom of my 40 ounce. I always use the same template. I actually have it named. I named this. If you are in here, hang on, there, it's clear. If you actually click on File up here in the corner where it says File, it'll have the name where you can edit it. And I said perfect fit, do not delete. This is the perfect size for the bottom of my 40s, and it always has been, so I'm not going to delete this. I'm going to delete this picture. I don't need that picture. I'm going to go back to my projects. I know, uploads. I didn't save that one yet. Uploads. He should still be here. Yeah, and we're going to get the bottom to that. This is the bottom to the one I'm actually making today. And it's a perfect size, like I said, so it's smaller than my little white work area, so I'm going to drag it. I know that my work area is the perfect size. So now there. I drag it. That's the bottom of my 40 ounce, pardon the shiny window. I'm going to download this. How many of you are wondering if I'm going to screw this up and not put my paper size back? PDF print, download. I'm going to catch it up top. I'm going to print it. I'm going to come over here, scroll down, more settings, actual size. Now I'm not going to hit print. I'm going to go down here and I got to put my paper back. Find my printer. Oh, thank you. My brother brought me my papers. Okay, so I gotta find my printer, which is the 4700 network series. Go down here to print preferences. Go back up here, and now I gotta find my, my 14. Right here. They both say legal. One says legal 8.5 by 11, and one says legal 8.5 by 14. We've got 8.5 by 14. That's all I'm changing. I'm not changing any of my other settings. And while we're here, if you'd like to know what my settings are, especially print quality, because I'll tell you, if you get these print settings on your Epson, your prints are going to be so beautiful. So let's go over that real quick. Sorry, I got people messaging me. So, right here, you got your paper size. We just switched it back because I'm doing that. I have it on portrait. Presentation matte, paper matte, because that is going to hold the most ink. That's why people put that setting. And you want, with sublimation, you want it to hold as much ink as possible for these tumblers. I'm doing tumblers. I actually keep that for everything I do. The quality I put on high. Color. I got my two-sided off. Multi-page off. And down here, I do click print preview. That comes in handy for me. That has saved me many times. So I suggest that you click print preview, but it's up to you. And then after you get all your settings, you apply it. Go up here, and here, you're on the main menu. Here, you're going to hit more options. And over here, I've got, well, hang on, did it switch me? Yeah, it did. It keeps my paper size, output paper, same as document. Now down here in color correction, whatever, I have it custom. Click custom and then click advanced. A new window pops up. Over here, color controls, Adobe RGB 2.2, color circle. And I don't know if you can see these numbers, but my brightness is 9, my contrast is 7, my saturation is 15, and my density is 4. And then you would click OK down here. Get out of there. Just OK. And then that's it. Oh, no, it's not. Down here, mirror. I have turn off high speed. This, by default, high speed is turned on. Turn that off. That way you're laying more ink. Mirror image automatically. I only use my sublimation paper for things I have to mirror. Unless, if I do, I know not to mirror it. I mean, does that get me in trouble? Once in a while, yeah, it does. But not very often. 90% of what I do, okay, 95% of what I do, I need it mirrored. So there's those. Those are all corrected. Sure, it's taken a long time to pop out this tumbler today. So anyway, we switched it back. Now we can hit print, and it should be my long paper. And it's not. So that I can tell by looking at it, that's not my long paper. So do I want to print it? No, I do not. We got to start over probably, being as I messed with it. Print. More settings. Actual size. Print. There it is. See, I can tell. I can tell just by looking at it if it's my big one. So now I'm going to print this. I'm going to stop here, drink my coffee, and cut these prints out once I get them. And then I'll turn this back on. You won't notice a difference, but I'll come back to you when we're wrapping up the tumblers. So I want to show you how I wrap my tumblers too for my toaster oven. I do not use shrink wrap, and I do not pull tight. So now you're forced to look at me. Sorry about that. We're going to wrap a 40, and I'm going to go against something I've told you in other videos. In other videos, like with my press, I talk about how, and especially one of my most popular videos of where you're pressing a black tumbler, and I tell you, you don't have to pull so tight and all that, but if you use a toaster oven, you do have to pull tight. I do, but I still don't get carpal tunnel trying to do it. But as an example of what I'm talking about is, you're still going to be more worried about flats. This is one I wrapped, and it's kind of yucky wrapped. I mean, you see wrinkles. As long as the paper's not wrinkled and it's nice and flat, you're fine. I just push them in. Because sometimes I get started on this and it's not going the direction I want. I got to redirect it and it gets wrinkles in the tape. I just push them down. I am not doing this on purpose, but I noticed I did it when I went to pick it up, and I'm going to leave it just to show you. But if I go like this, I can take this off the bottom. That's how not tight I am, but I'm still up against the cup. I've got some overlap here because on these 40 ounce, typically when I'm doing and I do go back in and I kind of push on that tape, and I want to make sure it's up against there. I don't, yeah. I'm gonna do that. You'll see. But usually when I'm putting on the bottom, I've already cut these out. I can put 3 of these in my toaster oven. I have a big French door oven, toaster oven, which you're not going to get. I'll get a picture of it, but you're not going to my craft room. So it's a mess. I also, when I do my bottoms, I leave a little bit of extra. I don't know why that's important. But usually when I put my bottoms on, I turn it this way. And I set this on the table. And I go around and use my table like you would with the 20 ounce. You flip them upside down, use the top to level it. But sometimes with these designs, like these butterflies, you can't really see it on here very good, but they have their little, what do you call those things? What do you call those? Their little antenna things. Anyway, they're sticking up. So I don't want to cut those off. I don't like cutting off the top of mine. I'd rather cut off the bottom. So I will leave it up here in the air, and I will go like this, and I can tell. Make sure you get the right side. And another thing is, line your seam up with your handle. Your seam. Get your seam lined up with your handle. This is the part that's going, this is the part that's going all the way to the edge. So I try to make sure that's right with the handle, and then I'll go around. And I kind of like a paper towel. I don't know if you've ever, paper towel, like wrapping paper. If anybody's ever tried to tighten wrapping paper back up, you just kind of spin it till it tightens up. I moved it a little bit. No, I guess I didn't. I didn't move it at all. I kind of go like this to just make sure it's on there. And I have, always have these little pieces of tape ready, and I just stick it on there, and I pull, and and then to double check, I look here, and I'll kind of tap around and move my finger back and forth just to make sure that I'm not seeing anything loose, and I'm not. I mean, it's up against there, but it's not super tight. I'm not breaking my hand. And then I just take another piece, I use the bigger one on these, and I just stop in case, I'm just kind of, I call it plugging up air. So, I just turned it. See, it's so loose, I turned it. I want to line that up with my handle. But this is a taper, so I don't know if that matters why it's so loose, but usually every time I take these out of the toaster oven, they pop right off. And that's not loose. Usually I put 2. This is a darker design too. It's dark all the way to the edge and all the way up here, you know, like the butterfly wing. But just to prove my point, I'm just leaving the one, even on this dark one. Usually on the dark ones, I like to do 3, but we're going to test that out. But yeah, still, I can pull that right off. Let me line that back up though. But yeah, I kind of look, there's nothing pulled away. It's up against it, so I don't care. This one, I always put the handle to me. This one I do go down this way and line it up. And it goes right to the edge, right to it. So instead of trying, sometimes these are hard for me to line up when they've got the print right up front. I'll go like this, way up in the air, and I'll do this, and I'll move it, I'll move it. But I just checked, and this one goes right to the edge. So what I'm going to do to make sure I've got it lined up is I'm going to cut this one, which is the tiniest bit of overlap on each side, the same amount. And I won't have to worry about centering it because it's going to center itself. It's already centered, basically. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm looking at, pardon my mess, I'm pulling it to the handle, where the handle is, right here. Oh, if you can see that. That's where the handle is. And I will stick my finger right there, and I'll hold that. It feels like it wants to wrinkle, but I gotta hold it still. And I'll just come in with my scissors, and I'll get right underneath that little lip sticking out, and that one sticking out, and that one, and that one. Then I go down here and do it again. I'm laying my scissors on top of that thing sticking out, and then I'm just cutting. I can already feel it laying flatter. Now I put it on the table, and I do my thing. I make sure it's nice and snug. I'm not going to pull my hands off. I hate shrink wrap. Shrink wrap was made by the devil's minions, maybe. Forgive me, Lord. If you make shrink wrap as your job, I apologize, because we all got to have a job. And I'm glad people use it, because then that gives these people a reason to have their job. But I don't like it. I don't like that stuff. Okay. At the bottom, I don't always have to tape these, but this is a dark design, you know. So just to make sure that no air is getting in. All I'm really doing is making sure that it's flat. Now see, here you can see it's overlapping. In a press, if you were to press that, that would push it and kind of curl it. But in a toaster oven, it's just going to stay laid flat like that. It's not going to flip over. And what I've learned, if it's not bending over and wrinkling a little bit, I have a picture somewhere. If I can find it, I'll include it at the end of this video, what I'm talking about. Some of you already know. But on purpose, leave your paper, before you even cut your paper off, wrap your paper around your 20-ounce tumbler, leave about that much overlap, and stick it in your press and close it for a minute, open it, and you're going to see that it does curl it. It does wrinkle it. And that's where your air is getting in, and that's where it's causing all your fading at their tops and bottoms. Usually your bottoms. Usually your tops stay pretty good. But this is overlapped. This one is really overlapped on the bottom. But it's not getting bent over, so it's not pulling it away from the substrate, from the cup. It's still up against the cup, which is what you want. Okay, did I mess up my seam? No, my seam's where I want it to be. This one's good. I'm almost tempted. I'm not going to. I'm almost tempted to just sub this dark baby just like this with those 3 little pieces. But I also know that when they're in the toaster oven and this tape gets hot, it gets loose. And a lot of times when I pull them out, they're sticking up. You know, like the tape's trying to come off. So if anything, we're just going to put this around her to, you know, as an insurance policy that our tape stays on because I overlap it over it. So, shoot. I almost cussed again. I'm getting pretty good at self-control with my mouth. Okay. And I'm going to do 2. Just because that's a long seam and I don't want air getting under there. And there was someone who wanted me to do a video on the 20-ounce handle that doesn't come off, how to do it. And it's honestly the same way that I just did. You're just going to lay your scissors up against that handle, the metal handle, and cut. And it's not always going to be perfect. I mean, I do try to get as close as I can. And I actually cut on the outside of the handle because it's thicker. But you get as close as possible. But I don't think you have to be perfect with them. I get pretty close. But, I mean, if you're going to have a flaw by the handle, there is no one out there, no one who's going to care that I know of. No one has. But, yeah, we're just going to do 2. I could do 1 up here because, like I said, it's a dark design. And, well, let me stick 1. I don't like anything sticking up like that, sticking up, because if air is able to get in there, like I said, I repeat myself a lot, sorry. I'm just keeping the air out at this point. I'm not trying to be tight. I'm just trying to keep any air out. Like, there's potential for air to get in there and lift it up. I want to keep it out. That's got a very big gap under here. Huge. But like I said, it's not getting bent around. I am going to find that picture. I'll include it at the end of this video. And like I said, I'm not going to let you see my craft room, but I'm going to take a picture of these because I'm also going to show you what they look like after. When I do the toaster oven, I'm not trying to do a time and temperature. I do want my temperature. My toaster oven, I have to run it at 400. Do get an oven thermometer and keep in your toaster ovens, because I didn't know it at first, but I was setting mine to 350, and I was getting it back in the day. I thought I was burning mine like a lot of people do. They were kind of brown, whatever. But coming to find out, I wasn't cooking them long enough and getting them hot enough. I have to run my toaster oven on 400 to get 350. So it's a French door oven. I don't know if that matters because it's so big, and those doors, you know, maybe air is getting through the crack of the thing. It's not like a real tight door, so that could be it. But anyway, my toaster oven is no longer available. I got it on Amazon. I can find one close to it and the same dimensions and tag it and link it in my comments. I am an Amazon affiliate, so any links that you see in my description, I do get a small commission for that, but that just helps support me. I'm not charging anybody for my knowledge, and and we're all knowledgeable. Anybody can do this, by the way. Anybody, if you can help somebody, turn your camera on and help them. Get some videos out there to help people. But anyway, it's just, I'm not going to get rich off these links, but like the people are going to be commenting, what toaster oven do you use? What paper do you use? So I decided to get an Amazon affiliate link, and I put those links in Amazon, and that's my commission-y kind of thing that a little kickback I get. So if I can find an oven that's compatible to the one that I have, I'll post it, because you can get 3 of these big ones in there. But anyway, I'll take a picture of these, because what I'm trying to tell you is when I put them in, I'm looking for things. I'm looking for ink to bleed through my tape. I'm looking for the image to show up really profoundly through the paper and the tape before I pull it out. For me, I run my toaster oven on the pizza setting, which is 400 for 20 minutes. I let it heat up for 10. So 10 minutes, I let it heat up. Then I stick my cups in, and I stick them in with these little lips facing me. I stick them in with these little, I don't know why I'm calling them lips, these handle things looking at me. And then I don't flip these. I set mine between the elements. You'll see in the picture, but I have a heating element in front and back of these because I took all the racks out. I face these outward to me, and then 10 minutes time, I put them all in. So I've got 10 minutes at 400, which my oven will be 350. And then I'll turn them this way. The reason is because they're getting the heating element here and here for 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, I turn them this way, so they're getting the heating element here and here. And it's a convection, so the air will get this. It'll take care of the top, the bottom, I mean. Well, it'll be the top until I flip it over. Okay, I'm going to run these up to my craft room and cook them, and I'll bring them back down. I'm also going to, I want you to get a good look at them, though, because these are the before. This is what it looks like before. This is the dark one. This one, you can actually see the writing. I don't know if you can. I can. Just breathe. You can see it a little bit through the tape, but there'll be a huge difference when I bring it back down here. This one, which I usually get my tumblers, I'll just say it, from Carl Johnson on Facebook. He's wonderful. I cannot say enough good things about ordering my tumblers from Carl Johnson. He is quick. He is polite. He's courteous. Yeah, I really do like going through him. I did not go through him for these, though. I don't see where he carries these. If he ever does, I will. I got these from Promoware, I think is what it's called, through Facebook. I saw it on a Facebook ad. These are awesome. They're beautiful. You'll see what it looks like when it's done, and I'm telling you, even this graphic that I got, I swear, was made just for this cup. It's so beautiful. But, yeah. This one's only got two, too. I just got two, and it's a design that's pretty vibrant and profound. But you can't see it. So there's my 3 tumblers. I'm going to go up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back from the toaster oven. My little bottoms actually turned on me where I was carrying them. But if you remember what these looked like before, and I'll sneak a picture in. This is what they look like now. This is what I look for when I have it in the toaster oven. I'm not really paying so much attention to how many minutes I have it in. I actually, I did my 10 minutes at 350, the internal temperature of my oven at 350, but I didn't see a really vibrant peek through, so I restarted it for another minute. So, and after another 1 minute, it looked like how I wanted it to look, which is I wanted to see a lot of that coming through. And like right here, some bleed. I call it blood. I always call it blood because the ink bleeds through. So, yeah. We're going to unwrap this bad boy. And like I told you before, these were tight, but I can pop it right off. It comes right off. So you're probably saying that it wasn't tight. It was up against the cup, for lack of a better way. And it's vibrant. There's no fading. I haven't even looked at this, and I ain't going to look at it because I can just sit here and spin it without looking at it and tell you that there's no fading. It's vibrant. It's not ghosting. You don't see like a double exposed image. You see great detail. And I'm not even worried about it. I have not looked at this, but I'm not confident that it came out because I've done enough of them. Tight is what screws a lot of people up. I say it in almost every video I make. Because when you're really getting that so tight, I almost think you're hindering the process that it needs to transfer that gas to the material. You know, you're bending, you're squeezing, you're causing wrinkles that you don't see, like minuscule little wrinkles must cause air. And any amount of air that gets between is what screws you up. Just keep it flat and up against it. And it's perfect. Look at that, how pretty that butterfly is. And I didn't wrap the top of this at all. That whole word's exposed. I have an entire butterfly exposed. And same confidence. I know that I didn't burn it. I know that it's vibrant. I know that, yeah, I just know that I know that I know. So if you're one of those in these groups that keep telling people, you gotta pull tighter. No. No. No, no, no. And guess what? It's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. I was wrong about the fact that the last video I made with my black thing, I'm like, yeah, you really gotta pull tight when you're putting in a toaster oven, and I have since come to the conclusion that you don't. You just gotta keep it nice and flat. This is probably saying backwards because my camera, the way my camera is, but look how pretty that is. And I even had some overlapping down here, and that I will check, because I usually don't overlap the bottom. You know what I mean? I usually don't do that. So see, like the through, that does have a little bit of, you know what I mean? Like that to me is ghosting. That's ghosting. That's not fade. Ghosting is when your image starts to duplicate itself. The bottom of that Y tried to duplicate itself. But I love it. I don't care. That's just something that I usually don't overlap that part. I usually do try to cut that nice and even, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. There's a little bit of it here too, but I like it. I like how that looks. So, but the bottom, those antennas I told you about, there's those antennas that I was trying to keep in there. Yeah, this is beautiful. I've never done this design before. And here's your seam. Now, the only thing I wish I would have done different with the seam is right here, there's a straight line on that leaf. And there's a straight line on that leaf. What I should have done, which I didn't, is when I was showing you that I was centering that, and I just left a little overlap on both sides, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just left a little overlap on one side so that one could go and that one could go. Okay, and that might have lined up perfectly, because and it might have still made a line, I don't know, because I don't know that would have, how far that goes. But they would have ran into each other at least. There's a tiny bit of a white, but your handle's going to be there. So that doesn't even matter to me. The handle will be there. People aren't inspecting their cups so much that they're looking under that handle. But that's a great one. I'll show you what else I did. And I know that I'm going to get asked, where I got these designs. I get my designs now almost 100% from Creative Fabrica, because they're safe and I like them. I mean, when Creative Fabrica first came out, I was leery of them because they were new and the designs weren't what I wanted. I was looking for more details. I was looking for more, my style. They were not my style. But now, Creative Fabrica has grown into a powerhouse, and I'll put a link in the comments, which I'm an affiliate with that too. I mean, like, I get a kickback if you join through them, and it's so worth it. When I went back and looked at how much I spent on Etsy for graphics, and some of the Etsy graphics, no offense to Etsy people at all, but some of their licensing, like I had a graphic one time that I purchased off Etsy where I could only resell 200 copies of it, and then I had to stop. I don't even know how to keep track of that, and I don't want to worry about keeping track of that. Creative Fabrica, as long as you are paying your subscription, which is cheaper to do it yearly. I want to say it's 50 some bucks for the year to do it for the whole year. It's so worth it. It's so incredibly worth it. And you can take, I also have a subscription for CANVA, and those are the only two subscriptions I think I honestly need, because you can take, if you're not happy with the Tumbler designs, they have graphics, they have digital papers that you can turn into Tumbler designs, like one of my favorite, forgive me for anybody out there that's against it, but it's a cannabis leaf tumbler. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful cannabis leaf tumbler. And it started with just this tiny little digital square, but once you linked them together, they were tiles that were seamless. It ended up being a really pretty cup. So you can turn stuff into what you need it to be. Sorry, I do talk a lot. Man, I love this one. And my husband, he's going to get mad because I'm going to say, I want to keep this one. I want to keep it. How pretty is that? It's backwards to you, but it says just breathe, and it's got the wishing weeds, I call them. I don't know what they're called. Some people call those dandelions. Are they a dandelion? Because to me, a dandelion is yellow. But I call them wishing weeds. Yeah, that is so pretty. And again, there's no ghosting. Those little dragonflies and those, everything about that is, and the detail is detailed. And I pulled that right off. Yeah, I like that one too. When I'm done with this, I'll put a picture with the handles on too, so you can see them with the handles on. Oh, I get excited about these. This one, I always say, I want to find out. I want to contact, if anybody can, I want to contact the person who created this design. And I want to gift them this tumbler. I want to give it to them as a gift because I feel like this graphic was made for this tumbler. Like it was just, that's the whole purpose it was made. That's how much I love it. And you're about to see why. I might get in trouble though because I altered it. I added Beach Girl to the top. So, but maybe if I gift them, they won't be mad at me. But yeah. This one is just gorgeous. If you're a beach person, it's just gorgeous. I just love it. And I'm not a beach person. I'm a dirt road girl. Dirt road, fire, have some people over with guitars to play. Yeah. But look at this bad boy. And all I had was 2 pieces of tape around that one. Does that not look like that was just absolutely made for this cup? I mean, it just looks like the water just blends right in. And I love that purple. These cups, not this one. This one will have the blue handle. The same blue as this will have a blue handle. And that's on both sides. I put it on both sides. It says Beach Girl, probably backwards too. And then the handle will go here. And there's that. But, I also have had this graphic on one of these, and it looks amazing because I put a sand bottom where the bottom looks like sand. And these cups come with different colored handles. They come with a purple that looks amazing on this, a pink which looks amazing on this, and the aqua blue which looks amazing on this, especially with the sand. I love this one, but I almost like the sand one better. But yeah. Oh, wait a second, wait. But yes, my brother's in here, and he's in his pajamas. So I'm going to turn this off, and I will add some pictures to this. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. I just want to wait 1 second. But, yeah, he's after something in the fridge. So I will let you guys go and give him his privacy, and I'll come back with pictures at the end of this to cap it off.